Hello, hello.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
I just want to say, one, thank you. I'm not gonna make you scared. I'm just want to say some good points. I also want to say you have influenced me as a young man
Very
to
cool.
be even more observant in life. And I wanted to say that I think I want to take some takes to you that maybe you
Okay.
could consider.
Okay. Hold on.
I don't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're okay. No, just we're good. We're good. I can tell you're
Um,
nervous. We'll be good. We'll
yeah,
be good.
well, I'm really excited because
Okay.
this is like my first. I don't want to like say anything because I don't want to like promote myself, but I'm really trying to get
Oh,
out there and I'm trying to
go
do
ahead,
good
man.
things like you.
Are you recording the
Uh,
conversation or?
No, but I'm starting it up because I told my girlfriend that we had like a
Uh,
planned date, and I
okay.
was like, "Babe, we got a second. I gotta talk to my boy."
Okay. All
She
right.
knows
So,
like I talk about you a lot, so like I'm not trying to
okay.
be cringe
What
or anything,
what
but
does she think about that? Does it bother her when you talk about me a lot?
a little bit because she knows I have a little bit of a paranormal relationship with you. Like I'm
Oh, like a
kind of
parasocial relationship?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, no,
spooky, huh?
she actually agrees with you a lot. I showed her to you, and I was like, "Hey, this guy talks to his wife about a lot of situations." She's like, "I really agree with that," and I was like, "That's why I do that to you, because
Does she
it's."
agree with my wife or me?
I think she agrees a lot with you, but like with me, there's always like my favorite quote that I can tell you about this is just because you're wrong doesn't mean you're 98% or 99% wrong. It could just be 2%, you know. And I
Oh,
just wanted to talk
sure.
to you about some of that stuff.
Okay.
We'll just get it started because I don't want to waste your time. I know you got like streaming time or whatever, but
Yeah. We're all
um,
good. What's up? What's up?
so let's just talk right off the bat. The Hawk situation, I guess, was a while ago when it first hit me when I was like, that's kind of a sus or a
Hawk.
weird
Hold on,
take.
really quick. Let's
The
hold on. What is the Hawk situation? I don't even remember.
I like everyone hates Hawks or whatever, that one girl.
Okay.
She was like, yeah, so I kind of agreed with you when I saw the video come up. I was like, all right, this is already going to be like people hating her for no reason because she's an OnlyFans worker. But there was like the moment, this could be like your goblin mode, which you apologize for era, but
Okay.
you had a take where you're like, there's no sexual assault here. I don't really give a fuck. And I was like, that's true, but they did leave a drunk woman like just out on the casino. Like she is an adult, but they invited her. She was in the room, and they just left some drunk casino, like some girl on the casino floor. You know, I was like, that's kind of a
Well,
piece of
okay.
shit move. You know?
Really quick. What? I'm not super familiar. Are we talking about a situation where there was a bunch of OnlyFans people who rented a hotel and then everybody like slept together and things got like they all were
Yes,
getting drunk and sleeping
exactly.
together? Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're probably okay. I mean, I'm not super familiar with it. It's been a while, but okay. So
Yeah. I know it has been a while, and I don't want to
yeah,
like
it's
press you on details. But the only thing I was gonna say was, and I might sound like a fucked up person for saying this, but
okay.
like I could be wrong, but like I think it'd be kind of scary to be an OnlyFans woman. And I'm like really not trying to be weird or anything, but like they're
Sure.
probably dressing pretty nice, you know, and they're in public, but they're probably dressing comfortable because they're with a group of women. You know, they know they're gonna be safe. But then now she's by herself drunk outside, you know, like
Well,
probably in a nice dress.
I don't think anybody's gonna assault her in the hallway when she's
Yeah,
crying.
I don't think so either, but it's still like a scary I like again, I don't want to be like a little butthurt like, "Oh, well she's in a scary." Yeah, we're all in scary situations. I'm not dumb, you know.
Well,
And
yeah, okay. So my issue, your issue is apparently I wasn't that sensitive to her when.
well, maybe I feel like your whole I was just upset that you were only worried about the sexual assault thing, and I was like, there's still a lot of shitty stuff that was going
Oh,
on. You know what I mean? Like you were just
probably.
like, "Oh, there was no sexual assault. I don't care." And I was like, "Well, I understand where you're coming
Well,
from,
so
Papa."
the
You know?
reason that probably where I was coming from was that there was probably a claim of it or something, and I
Yeah.
was more focused on like that instead of like shitty friends. And then also, you know, there's always like multiple sides to every story. So I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
the
I agree with
specifics,
that.
but okay. So
Yeah,
like,
it was a long time ago. I don't want
yeah,
to press you
it's
on
like a
that.
couple like a year ago or 2 years
Oh
ago.
yeah, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
just want to say like I've been watching for a long time, so I know a lot of your content, and so
yeah, sure, sure.
I support a lot of the stuff you say. So when it comes to like, you know, small stuff, I was just like, you're the main reason why I think the way I do. So I thought it would be a good idea to have like an
Okay.
outside perspective saying like, you know, maybe it's like this, but I agree 90% of the time
So
with
you're
like you're
saying I'm
saying this is
grooming you is what you're telling me right
yeah,
now.
you are grooming me 100%. I was at a young age when I was influenced by
Oh my
you, and
lord. Jesus
I
Christ.
agree with you on that stuff though. I really stand up for a lot of you say like a lot of stuff you say. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to be
Julian
a
Taylor
gamer
became a
man. You know,
member.
I used to be pro gamer words, and
Oh,
I told my girlfriend I've stopped the R slur. I don't
thank
even
you
want
for
to
the
get
sub,
into that
brother.
because I kind of agree with you on it. You put me in a corner. I agree with you on it. I've worked on that.
That's good.
Um,
Yeah, me too. I used to be like a little edgy too, so you know.
it it's kind of I understand a lot of the things you. I'm trying to look through my list. Sorry, I have a little list out because I really wanted to talk to you about this. You have great talking points about a lot of things.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
There was one thing where you said something about It's probably, I don't remember the video, but I'm like a big animal head. There was a video talking about probably the vegan teacher.
Like eating dogs?
Absolutely. Yeah, but it wasn't that. I think it was the idea that you were like, dogs are obviously like, you can't eat dogs. And I was sitting there, I'm like, like in my eyes, I was like, it's just an animal.
When did I say that? Because now I've been on a roll talking about how we should eat dogs lately.
I'm on your side too.
Half joking, but there's societies that eat dogs, and I think
that's what I was going to say about
people
that.
got really upset with me because I had a somewhat recent video. It was like the Jake Paul pig thing, and I was like, listen, like
that's what it was. Thank you.
We should feed. They kill dogs in homeless shelters. I mean, in some of these shelters, when they get overflow, we should feed those dogs to homeless people. And then people got really upset with that. I was like half joking, but also, like, I mean, listen, other countries eat dogs. Apparently, it tastes really good. I heard Bobby Lee talked about how it tastes good. So I mean,
okay, dude, you are actually just reading my list off to me. There's a couple things. I'm gonna try my best. Okay, so the animal thing, it wasn't about eating them. I'm sorry, I just wrote that down to remember it. It was about how Jake Paul, in which I get you were just talking about content, but it was like that guy was like rich as fuck. He really couldn't take the time to
we talk about the pig.
Yeah, the pig.
Here's my understanding of the pig when it comes to the pig, okay? And it is like one thing, people are blowing up acting like Jake Paul's a sociopath because of the pig. Like people are going like really crazy for that. But here's my understanding. Jake Paul got a pig because he thought it would be a teacup pig. It turns out those don't exist. So he gave it to like a farm. And then that farm ended up giving it to somebody else, and then those people ended up like leaving it and to die or something. So I don't really think that Jake Paul, Jake Paul should have done better with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's it's not like this it's crazy situation that people are trying to make it seem like. So that was mostly my take.
That's just kind of like your opinion on animals. I feel like, don't you think?
Well, what do you mean?
Because a lot of the time, my favorite quote when I was younger was my mom told me. Me and you, like I was homeless at a little bit of a time, and it's not like I'm not gonna get into that, but she was like, me and you, we can go work on ourselves. I can become sober and I can go get a job, but that dog out there was bought by someone and just left. Like they don't have a chance in life. And I know, like, to us, like maybe to you as a normal American, I understand like it's just a dog, but to me, I like look at it, I'm like, that's a living, breathing thing. And a lot of people in the court system go, if you can torture a dog, what are you going to do?
Well, are we
next?
talking about the dog or the pig right now? I was just curious.
Well, I'm just saying as an example, as an animal. So we can use the pig as an example.
Well, what I'm saying is like my argument is that like Jake Paul bought it and then gave it to what he thought would be a responsible person, which was like a farm. And then the farm was the one that ended up like giving it away and abusing it. I just don't think that Jake Paul knowingly put the pig in a situation where they were going to be abused in some capacity. That's mostly my take on that. So I don't think that Jake Paul did anything like really that wrong there.
Now I kind of feel stupid because when you say it that way, now I completely understand. It sounded like I guess you were bashing like you're like, I don't really care. It's a fucking pig, and I was like, oh, it's kind of sad.
Well, I don't care. I don't care as much about a pig as I do a person.
Yeah, and that's all. Like I was saying, that's a personal thing, and I get that. I was just wondering, like, maybe because I guess when I heard that video, I was like, you just didn't give a shit at all, and I was like, well, I mean, it's obviously like Jake Paul's fault for not doing the research. I'm not like I'm on your side. I'm not. Gonna
sure, but I think that people. So the problem is that it's like. Do I think that there's a level of fault to Jake Paul?
Hold up, we gotta check. It's Logan.
Yeah.
We're
whatever. Paul,
they're so pissed off at us right now.
They're both fucking worthless.
They're horrible. They're horrible people.
Of course, like you could say, like he didn't act exactly properly when it came to handling the pig, but people are being disproportionate in their criticism of him. Like that's 100%. The problem because they want him to be a bad guy. And he seems to be a bad guy, but in this case, I think that this is kind of like a nothing burger. And most of the time, people aren't going to push back and be like, "Yeah, you guys are overreacting here," because Jake Paul is like a social pariah at this point, and so like you don't like people will be upset with you regardless of whether you're right or not because of it.
It's easy. It's easy. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm just a big animal guy. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but my channel, I'm going to be doing a lot of animal stuff. I want to like rescue some animals and take care of them. Yeah, so I was just wondering, maybe wondering what I guess your perspective was, because when I heard it, I was a little butthurt. But I don't like to get butthurt anymore because I'm like, maybe it's just how he said it, and he's also funny. He's not going to sit there and go, every person and every opinion.
I remember hamming it up a little bit in that video too because it was just like stupid. When something is like silly drama to me, I don't act as carefully because it's like kind of like silly drama a little bit. So
yeah,
that could also be part of it. Yeah.
One question that's the most important, and then you could do whatever you want. We could talk a tiny bit more or whatever.
Whatever you want. I'm fine.
So I was wondering, when it comes to a problem, which I'm 100% on your side, we need to stop with this like extreme like grooming, like all this. This is ridiculous because
well, you do want to make a channel about animals though, so you are
yes,
you
yes,
are doing
I am grooming. I'm literally grooming. I just wanted to say, and I'm just going to be upfront with this because I'm going to be a man, like you inform. I have been on both sides. I have been accused of rape, and I've also been raped. And I hate to say it up front, but I just want to say, like, I really appreciate what you go through and what you say because there's men out here who've been through this shit, and you know they're like sitting here like, oh, this is grooming, this is this, and I'm like, you need to sit here and understand, like, you know, like what you're saying, there are horrible grooming situations out there and horrible things. So I was just, long story short, I just want to ask, like, is your content mainly around informing men about like sexual stuff, or is it just like a problem channel where you're like, because you have good takes about everything. I'm not going to sit here and be like, just stick to the sexual assault, Papa. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I just was like wondering, because not again, I'm not trying to bring the animal, but it's just like animals to you obviously aren't a priority, and I'm not saying don't do animals, but it's just like, but I've noticed you have a big heart when it comes to sexual assault cases, and like big heart when it comes to stuff like that. So I was just wondering, like, where your biggest takes, like if you fuck up a take, you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Where's your biggest, you know what I mean? I don't know how
I think I understand what you're asking me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
First of all, I appreciate the fact that like my message resonates with you considering your experience. I really do appreciate that. Second of all, when it comes to like my content, I'm kind of just like I like to think of myself as just an old man talking about everything. Like, you know, I have an opinion about everything. They're not all of them are good. Some of them are like, you know, I just like a regular dude with life experience. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I try not to crowd myself into only stressful topics or like really intense topics because it can stress me out, which I know I'm not like a victim or anything, but it can stress me out talking about like super loaded stuff like that. I do take a personal interest in like the topic of sexual assault because there's people around me who it's impacted a lot, not to get too much into that. No, but like I'm like an everybody channel. Yeah, I'm just kind of like an everything channel, and like I enjoy doing like what I forgot what we just did. We talked about like the replica AI bot just before, like some goofy bullshit.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Your mud-bloated American stuff, you know, it's all fun and games.
Exactly.
I guess I got two more things that are lighthearted, and I'll let you go.
No, do your thing, man. You're all good.
When it comes to gaming, I'm just saying, when it comes to RPGs, if you literally played anything besides WoW, I would literally make a guild for you to like make your fans.
What's the problem with WoW? What's up with that?
I love WoW. I'm just poor.
Okay. I haven't been playing WoW for a while, honestly.
But I just love that you play like World of Warcraft. And I feel, dude, here's a true fact. I feel bad for you because I watch your streams and you're like, it feels like you don't have a buddy. Like you don't have a true buddy, and like a lot of people on here are just like, they're just like, oh, Papa, hop on this this debate because you know you're quote unquote some old man with some good. It's like, dude, he's just vibing playing balloons, dude, talking about problems.
Balloons TV, normal. Baby.
Like I don't know. I just feel like I'm you know, reaching out here, shooting my shot. If you need a friend, I'm just saying, I'm in your server. You know, I'm already on your BattleNet. I'm already friends with you on your BattleNet.
That's true. We are. Yeah, I haven't played WoW in a while. I don't really play like, games like consistently enough.
No, I get that. Yeah, you were telling me, but you're not telling me, but telling that to the stream that you're not a gaming channel. You're more of a just a overall like talk about real shit.
I can't do games as much. Like people, it's like I think one time somebody asked me like, "Do you even like games?" I'm like, "Wow, I don't think I do." Like I used to love games. Yeah. I used to love like Dota and shit, but now I haven't really been playing much of anything lately, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way she goes, you know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I just see that you play a lot of games like me, and I just play I play New World in the background, and I'll literally listen to your videos or like you know, maybe Destiny or something. Yeah, I play. Well, they're just hopping on that. You know, it's just my girlfriend can buy it just for $40 and we can play it. It's kind of boring, but we like that aesthetic of like we're kind of not farming family, but like we like that herbalism perspective of like, you know, cutting hemp and like making it into rope and all that. It's
cool. I know what you mean. I know girls like that kind of stuff too, like all that. Like so, I don't know. I personally am not like a huge fan of it. I used to play Farmville a lot though, but
it's just kind of cool to me. I hate doing it too, but my girlfriend's like all about it and it's cool, so I watch it.
All right, that's cool.
I had one more thing, and I'll leave you to it because I don't want to like. I know sometimes you get people on here like Grimsy who are on here for 30 minutes talking about stuff. But,
well, it doesn't matter if we're talking for a bit. Like if it was something that I didn't want to talk about or something, I would be like, okay, I gotta go. Or if it was like time pressing, you're fine. Like it really is fine.
I just don't want to. I don't want to make you feel like I'm pressing you on anything.
Totally. Don't worry. I'm totally fine. If I was like, oh, I don't want to talk anymore, I'd be like, all right, man, I gotta go. Don't worry, you're fine.
I guess I will press you a tiny bit because I'm a YouTube nerd.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just a tiny thing, because I don't, again, the joking, I tell my girlfriend all the time, me and Papa are friends, he just doesn't know the whole parasocial thing. I wanted to talk to you so bad about why you switched channels, bro. Because I was like, I wish I was there, because I know I support you, because I fucked up and I was like, this is how it is, we're just gonna do it. And one time you said, listen, whether it was a good decision or not, I'm doing it. And I was like, I'm proud of him. Either way, he's gonna tank it out. And I was like, you doubted yourself because you're like, there's a lot of dead subscribers. And I was like, but that one subscriber that comes back to YouTube, he goes, oh fuck, I remember Papa Gut. He has slappers, bro. You missed that dude. He's gone. He's like some 40-year-old man in the woods or something.
Oh, it's like it's possible. It's just possible that some people are gone forever. Sure. So, as to why I decided to change, it's hard to express it because there's so many different things as to why I did it. So one was empty followers. Another thing was that I was tired of the way that I had my old setup set up.
Yeah.
Where I'd had one channel for serious stuff and one channel for not serious stuff, because you're really just as people perceive you as like your main channel. Like that is me. Papa Gut is me. The Leftovers channel wasn't like, people are like, oh, this is fun, but they don't see that side of me. And it keeps people, it keeps too much of like a serious tone to me and my content and stuff, in a way where like, I don't want to just be the really serious take guy that talks about really intense issues, especially since sometimes those issues can be frustrating. So that was one factor, and that's why I went from streaming on Twitch to streaming on my other, like, old main YouTube, and then posting segments.
I agree heavily with the YouTube switch. I also was like, you convinced me to switch to YouTube, even though it's like I don't have anything going. But I also agree, like, it is much easier to get recognized on here. It is much easier. Like, you make more money.
I like the fan base is more more diverse too, because there's like there's a lot of different people. I like the atmosphere a little bit. Like I still have like more, like, you know, my younger, edgier fans, but then I also have like older people. It's more like that. That was one factor. Another factor is that it's hard to, like, it's weird, but I was tired of picking which videos I wanted on my main channel versus alt channel, and then getting disappointed when like one video maybe didn't do as well as I thought it should have. That gets frustrating. So part of like my new mantra is just posting whatever the fuck, and I just don't really care anymore.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, man. Have fun.
Less stress with that. There were a lot of empty followers, and then mostly though, I got to a point where I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to stream on one channel. And I actually was going to stream on the Papa Gut, or excuse me, I was going to put all my content on one channel, and I was actually going to do the Papa Gut channel, the original one. But what happened is that since I pretty much pulled all the big, like the actual people who watch my videos, they moved over to this channel, the Leftovers channel. When I posted a video, the traction was like worse than the videos on this channel. I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just restart, and let me just commit to it.
I would too. I agree with you on that. Yeah,
and at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, like, would it have been better if I did the other one? Maybe, but like I have no going back, so I have no choice anymore. And sometimes I would get like locked into especially when I was doing well, I would be like, what can I do to do better? What can I do? And I would just constantly overthink. So like I haven't overthought in a long time. So I'm pretty happy with like the trajectory that my content is on. Like I'm feeling stable. I'm not doing.
Oh yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, and I'm slowly growing. So I'm like, you know, who fucking cares? Like at the end of the day,
I'm not like trying to be that guy that's like, I gotta tell you that you're doing good. I was talking to my friend Fig, and we talk about you, like I showed her to you, or your content, and we were talking about it, and she was like, we were both worried for your channel because this is, you know, a big jump. But I was talking to her about it because, like, you know, YouTube. But my biggest thing was I was like, I want to know how he feels. I feel like he changed because it was a feeling thing, and that's the biggest thing on YouTube. Because I know you're smart enough to know.
I'm happy with my content. Yeah.
These people know when you're not entertained anymore by the content, and that's when I was worried. I was worried about you because I was like, this guy's really good and he's got really good perspectives.
Thank you.
But I can tell he's kind of getting drawn out. Like he's getting either scared because people aren't agreeing with him, or his channel is like doing it was like not scared, but you know what I mean,
I know.
Like
so it's one of those things where, like, for a while I took a really big step back from everybody and I isolated, because especially Twitter's a little rough. There comes to a point, and this is something that happened a little bit on my TikTok, where it's hard to explain like exactly, but you have takes, and it's not that people disagree with them, it's that people give you like really disproportionate disagreements, and it's hard to navigate a little bit, and it gets frustrating. And
How do
so
you navigate that? Because I've never heard anybody explain that.
So
like, how do you know it's unproportionate, and how do you
that's the
deal
hard
with
part.
it afterwards? That's like
you have to ground yourself in reality, because there's so many people that are very terminally online, and they're just going to be upset with any take that you have. It doesn't matter. They're going to be like upset. They're going to be as like intense about it as possible. I've probably done it to other people, especially last year was pretty crazy. So I talk to my wife. I have somebody to ground me in real life, so I'll talk to her about stuff. So if I post a video about something and I get to like feedback, I don't. It's not that I don't care, but like I don't internalize it as much. I listen to it, I like reflect on it. It takes like a couple days. I talk to my wife about it, and like if we're like, yeah, no, the take is fine, then I just don't care. If the take maybe was a little rough, it could have been a little better, I don't publicly go like, oh my god, I'm so sorry guys, because like there's no reason to beat yourself up over every little thing that you do. Like if in a real life position, when you make a mistake at a job, you don't like go around apologizing to everybody like you murdered their grandmother, right? Now if I have a bigot problem, like if I mess up really big a really big issue, or something I feel is really big, then I will like come up like, hey guys, I fucked this up. So disconnecting myself, like figuring out like how I was going to deal with criticism, I guess, figuring out what's disproportionate, what's real, because there's some criticisms in like the disproportionate criticism. That's like a big thing you have to figure out. And like once you hit a wall really quickly where people start to like really focus on you, and like that happened to me on TikTok, and it happened to me on YouTube too. And it's like, damn, like that was a big part of like this step back. You'd be like, okay, how can I handle this? And like I'm fine with it now. So that's a big
I think
part
you have
of
a really good core community here. That's what like the big up was on
plus
this.
I gotta condition some people to disagree with me anyway, because I don't want to be the guy that you go to for like a specific take. There's so many content creators out there that like they just appeal to their audience. They're like completely engulfed in audience capture. I don't want to be that. I'd rather you guys be pissed off that I have a take about like a fucking like eating a pig than try to say what you want me to say. Like I just, because if people are conditioned to like, okay, Papa Guy's gonna say some dumb shit sometimes, people are gonna be like, okay, you know, he's just like my fucking grandpa.
That's what you say all the time. It's so funny that you're kind of right about it.
Hey, listen,
like, he says some dumb shit once in a while. Like,
it is what it is, man. People are going to disagree. They're going to agree. You know, some people resonate with them. Some people be like, all right, I know it's just Papa Gut being a little goofy today. Maybe he didn't sleep today. Yeah.
I wanted to actually inform you on some stuff, because I kind of want to try to do this too. I'm big with you. I have like autism or what. I have or what would you call it? I'm trying to learn what you said. A low.
Oh, so I'm assuming, are you saying that like you don't need a lot of like supports?
Assistance. I'm low assistance or
yeah,
low
so
support.
you'd be like low support autism or
that's what it
like
is.
That.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that
instead of like high functioning. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very low support, and I don't even know what the fuck that has to do with it. I think it was I'm just gonna cut to the chase. There's these. Oh, yeah. So I feel horrible. Now, Chris Chan can get the fuck out of this situation. Now, I feel horrible for what's going on TikTok. Like, absolutely fucking horrible. Like, obviously, me and you were sitting in the same boat. We would do horrible things to these motherfuckers if we found them. Like, World of T-shirts. Like, the guy who's, like, all over World of T-shirts. And Daniel Larson. I know you don't want to talk about them right now.
The people bullying those people, you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
what? So, I know this is a bad idea, but I'm probably going to do it anyways. I'm a big, like, I love orcs. So, we're doing it, like, my channel's orc-related. And I'm doing a thing called a WAW. Long story short, I'm starting, like, community wars against these people who do horrible things. And what that is I'm just going to be doing stuff like you and what Curly did. I'm just going to call them out. What are they going to do? But like, you know what I mean? They're just going to make me look stupid. But what I'm not going to like, obviously I'm not going to say like, go attack these guys, because I want my big influence to be make them look bad. Don't hurt them. Don't anything. Just make them look bad for what they're doing.
What is this? What is this?
I was going to ask what it looks like for me. I was going to ask you a question, but I'll say, what I would do is I'm just worried about, for example, like there's a guy on TikTok that I don't remember his name, but he actually reaches out to these people and he's like, hey, like Daniel Larson telling them, hey, this guy's obviously trolling you or whatever. Long story short, I just want to ask you, because you've dealt with this first, because I don't know what my initial plan is. You know what I mean? I got to talk to somebody who's been there first. You know what I mean? No point in talking to a recruit when there's a veteran right next to you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I was going to ask you, like, how do you feel about like how would you handle any of this situation? Because like I know for a fact that a lot of people are sitting there and they're like, well, I have autism and I don't do this. Well, yeah, but you also don't have 900 people or other people giving you money. And like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, but I really think a lot of these people like Daniel Larson this should be illegal. Like, I know you say this too, but like, why doesn't anybody, it's just only like a couple people, you know what I mean? And like you talk about it a little bit, and okay, this is the biggest call out because this is where the war is going to start. Because I actually can start this war with this dude. His
Okay.
name's Smokey MC or something, and then there's another
Okay.
called Kiwi Tapes. They did a they talk about this guy named Cyrax, and with if you ever watched him, which you I hope the guy you know.
Somebody sent me a video about Cyrax, and I looked at it, and it seems like a case of like another person with like a disability that's not a good
It's
person.
not. That's the worst part. He is actually normal in the head. That's the worst part.
Okay.
He in my opinion, I could be completely wrong.
It seems like he's done some gross shit. It's just like
yeah, he does gross shit, and I feel like, but with Daniel Larson and them, I just see that like I've been around a lot of those people, and I'm again not trying to be offensive or anything, but I can see like the disconnect, like where they struggle or something, you know. But with Cyrax, there's no struggle. He says the N word on purpose to make people feel. He literally shows his dick on screen. Anyway, we're not getting into Cyrax. They were. Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad. Yeah.
The only reason why I'm talking about this is because these two YouTubers talked about him, and I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, make fun of him. He's a horrible person, and he probably doesn't have any mental disabilities. Fuck it, he's a horrible person. But then 3 weeks later, a Daniel Larson video drops, and I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy does. He's like a lolcow guy, not having any good faith in this guy already because he's a lolcow guy, and he's just making fun of Daniel Larson, like he's like, this guy is like, sorry, R word, and I'm like, that is really fucked up because he actually does have fucking problems.
Oh, they called him like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the R slur, and I'm like, it's different for a gamer to just be like on the internet just saying it, but he's literally calling someone with a mental, and he's like, I don't know if they. I'm like, you should know. These YouTubers are like you know, they have 30,000 subscribers, and where are these subscribers going to go even if these channels are gone? You know what I mean? They're just going to go to another guy. So I'm just wondering, like, from your perspective, I know I was ranting for a long time, but you get where I'm saying. Like, what was a good idea, or maybe we should do to help with these people? Because the community is always going to go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Those 3,000 subscribers are going to go somewhere else.
So it sounds like what you're asking me is like, what can we do to stop people from fundamentally stop people from bullying people with like disabilities online? That's kind of what it sounds like you're saying to me, right?
Yeah.
And you specifically want to get like, you want specific people to get like targeted and punished, but it sounds like that as well. So one of the things that I've been trying to do too is not necessarily engaging in like call outs. What I'm trying to do, the way that I'm trying to operate myself is that my focus right now is to try to build myself and like my brand and my person, so that rather than having to say like, hey, this person had a bad take on this, and I still do that, right? Like I did the Turkey Town video, but I try to focus more on building myself up and my appearance and my presence up more, so that like eventually, hopefully, I'll have more of like a prevailing narrative on particular topics. So like you might see a video from somebody talking about like you know, people with disabilities on the internet, and that video gets like 10,000 views, and then like maybe though I'm at a point where I can get a video that can hit like 100,000 people will be like, oh
yeah, and you could and
it's more about like, okay, people might be ready to listen to me, and then like of course it's not like I use a lot of videos to like bounce off of. There's nothing wrong with like reacting to a video and be like, I disagree for these reasons, but you know, for the most part that's kind of been my mantra. It's like a slow grower. I'm not trying to like, you know, start with controversy. I understand where you're coming from. It's like an uphill battle to try to educate people on people with disabilities on the internet. It's very hard because like nobody cares online. Yeah,
I agree with you. I don't want to come off as I want to start a controversy. I'm just like so used to that's how they do it. They're just like, and I don't want to come to be like, oh, I got to conform to the YouTube, because I'm doing everything. I'm doing animal stuff. I'm doing gaming stuff. I'm doing drama stuff. Like I'm doing everything. You know what I mean? I don't care. Sure. I'm doing what I want. But I just like, I had this perspective, I guess, a lot, which I really agree with yours. I mean, like if 100, it just kind of mows you over, you know, that's what I'm kind of going for too at one point. But I want my, quote unquote battles to be my standing point. Like, dude, he just destroyed all of his viewpoints. Like this guy just looks horrible, you know? And that's where I guess the battle, you know, which is not an actual battle. It's just a debate or like a reaction video, like you were saying.
Yeah. I think that you have a lot of ambition, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And you should try to pace yourself out and like start at square.
I'm horrible with that.
Yeah. You gotta, you know, take a breath, start at square one, and just kind of like focus more on, just build like start. Do you have a channel? Like, do you have like an actual channel?
Yeah. I sadly, so I know this is cringe, but I hate myself because I'm really trying to. I work night shift 40 hours a week, and I come home and I literally wake up and I got 3 hours, and I just spend time with my girlfriend. I go to work, and I'm like, I really need to do something with myself because I want to do YouTube. And every day I go to work, and you know, and I hate it because there's other YouTubers and other people out here who can do this. They work 40-hour weeks. They go work a second job and they come home and they do YouTube. Dude, you are the reason why I feel bad sometimes, because you worked a 40-hour week as a bus cleaner.
Yeah, no,
and
you
come home and you still did this shit.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like sitting here crying about it.
For me, I also like, it was easier for me because I was able to make TikToks and stuff at work, and I blew up on that, and then I converted it to Twitch. So by the time I hit like Twitch and streaming, like I already was established enough to like make money, so I knew it was worth it. For you, it sounds like you're see that okay. So do you have any plan on how you want to make your content at all? Like what's your plan to do any of your stuff? Do you have like a plan yet?
I know it sounds cringe, but just do it. I'm not gonna be like jumping around, but I do have some series I wanted to come up. One of them I just started called Finishing What I Started, because like I was telling you, I have a really bad problem with not finishing what I started.
Sure,
and
yeah.
so I just, the videos are just now me finishing a game that I didn't finish, and I talk about stuff. And the second one is Nostalgia Trip. That's just another gaming thing. I have an animal video up talking about all my animals, but it is like you said, it's everywhere. But that's kind of like, that's the basis of my content right there, is just kind of like,
okay, how much let me see, how much time do you have to devote to your content, like a week?
I want to make it more. Hold up a second. How much time do you think I have a week?
Very little.
Yeah, that's about very little.
That's fine. So what I would say, because like I said, you're very ambitious, and there's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but I think that you need to kind of like zero in on what you want to do, because you right now don't like. It sounds like you want to play games, you want to do this, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to do a lot of stuff.
Games are my biggest, but I feel like it's too much competition. You know? Like,
well, you need to pick something that you enjoy, because if you're not going to enjoy it, then you're not going to like put the work in, because you're not going to have like a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for what you're doing, like you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it if I don't have a passion. Like gaming, yeah. I know it sounds cringe, but I've grown up on YouTube, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, I'm on YouTube every day. I just really know so many YouTubers. Like there was a guy, I watched Asmongold yesterday, and my friend Fig was like, oh, do you know this guy? I'm like, yeah, it's Grandline Review. And she's like, how do you know that? I'm like, I just love the community. I love the people around it. And like gaming is always my favorite. I'm always going to love gaming, but it's just so much competition. Like what are the chances of me out of anybody getting famous off of gaming? Like there's so many gaming people. I think if I had I'm not going against you, because I 100% agree. I do need to focus on a content. I just think if I had a little bit of a spin, like like you play games, you attracted me with some of your games in the background. Like I said, I have a little bit of autism, so I'm just sitting here watching balloons fly around sometimes. I'm not even listening to you, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I love monkeys. I'm just watching this shit. And then sometimes I tune back in. So that's what I'm not going to cap, bro. If you go on my channel, the recent review channel I did, I said, I'm stealing Papa's content. I don't care. I'm playing Dark Tide, and I'm fucking watching this video because this pissed me off, and I'm doing it.
There's nothing wrong with like doing anything like that. The only thing you want to do is like figure out what your priority is. If your thing is like, I want to play video games while I do commentary, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to first like figure out what you want to do before moving forward, because like you want to you let's say you have like 2 hours a week. Yeah, you want to focus on that. You have to. I don't know. Do you stream your stuff? Do you not stream? I don't really know exactly.
I kind of got insecure streaming, but I could pick it up. No, I mean, I do either way. I do stream, but I use it like just like you would. I stream and I take the VOD and I edit it down. So it's like either way, I record or stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of been discouraged because I stream for like. It's stupid because I should stop streaming for 6 hours, and I have, like, I'll do it for, like, 3. Like, I really do listen to a lot of your content. Like, I just listen to, when you talk about doing YouTube, I'll do, like, 3 hours. I'll try to be, like, as funny as I can, and I'll cut it down. But I can't do 3 hours anymore because, like, I'll probably do, like, an hour or two before work.
Yeah, and, well, how many days a week do you do it?
I used to, I got a head injury, and now I'm getting back to my, like, I'm actually, just this week, I'm getting back to my routine. So I'm trying to... Every day, I come home, I go to sleep, I wake up, I'll probably have 5 hours. So I want to do it every day.
A day?
Like
5 hours a day?
Well, yeah, I'm not doing a good sleep schedule. I actually, like, I'm busting my ass.
So you're 22, so you're young. Okay. All
yeah, right. That's what I'm, like, worried about. Can I push myself a little bit to get some stuff out? And a lot of people are like, do it so you can get somewhere that you want to, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll sacrifice some sleep to,
Okay. That's right. So it sounds like your thing. You kind of want to do like video games, right? And then you want to do like a reaction or something at the same time. Is that kind of what you're saying?
I'm sorry, but you're such a big influence on me. I really want to be like gaming, and then something kind of like you, where I talk about serious topics and people are like, "Oh, he has a good viewpoint,"
Okay, so all right, so here's what I would say. Just generally speaking, I would try to get it down to like one type of content. If you want to do reactions,
Yes,
do
yes.
that. If you want to like, and you can play games while you react. Like I'm a reaction channel, right? So I do reaction commentary. I play games, but it's just like kind of something that like I do because it makes me enjoy the work more. If you want to do like video game reviews, there's nothing wrong with that. But you want to figure out your niche. What is it that you really enjoy doing? I don't know what that is. Depending on what it is, it's going to take a different level of interaction to do. Like if you do commentary, I do comment. That's the only thing I could really give you like specific advice on. So if you do commentary, I think that you should generally aim to do something in a way where you have at least one video that you post a day about commentary. Nothing super crazy. Just like figure out a topic. If you can't get one a day, that's fine too. If you want to do 3 a week, you doesn't have to do one a day, but keep it consistent. Maybe you want to stream, 2 days a week, or let's say I don't know how many days. Let's say you stream like 3 days a week, or even 1 day a week. I'm not saying you have to. Okay, let's say. Okay, you want to do something you don't want to do something that takes away from time from like your girlfriend too. Don't want to kill that. So like, let's say you stream 1 or 2 days a week, or you didn't even stream. You just reacted videos offline. You upload them. And you decided you're going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, posting the videos, or you're going to do one every day, whatever you can handle. But let's say you do 3. That's a good place to start. You're going to do 3 reactions a week. You can do them all in one day, and then you would post them like Monday, Wednesday, Friday at like the same time every day, like 12 in the afternoon, whatever. And then what you want to do is you want to try to find like a clip there that might be like funny or insightful, and you're going to want to make a YouTube short on it, and you're going to want to make a TikTok, and you're going to want to make like an Instagram reel, and then that's pretty much what you're going to want to do, and you're going to want to do that consistently. To try to get yourself like out there, but you want to keep it consistent, and you don't want to burn out, or else you're not going to like it. It's going to take a long time to hit, and the clip stuff is going to be like your biggest pusher.
I'll do it for years. This is like I actually do love this. I've done it forever. The one thing I did want to ask was, have you ever considered? You obviously did it before, and it was probably stressful as hell. But a lot of the time, you talk about. I didn't disagree with, like, I was kind of a little upset about it, but like a lot of the time I feel like you put a lot of it on yourself, and not your wife don't have to worry about this, but like you put it all on yourself. Like, oh, is this a right move, or is this like I said, a buddy? Why don't you have any buddies on here? Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
No.
Like,
what do you mean any buddies? Do you mean people to talk to?
You have Ryan Beard, you know, and like cool you got Curly, but like somebody who you like. I'm just gonna say, like me, a loser who'd be sitting in your Discord, and you're like, "Hey, what does smoking on that pack mean, Jarhead? What the fuck does smoking on that pack mean?" And you're just like, I'm just like, "Hey, yeah, it means you killed someone, and now you're making fun of them."
Well, I just asked the chat when they asked me.
Yeah,
smoking on that.
I was just wondering because there was times where like I'll sit here and watch the stream, and I'll sit here like watch you play WoW, and you're like, "Yeah, I just don't really play with people. I just chill by myself." I'm like, Is that because you don't want people? Like you don't trust the community, or like I just wanted to hear your opinion on that.
For the most part, I'm just very to myself. Like honestly, like I'm just very independent to myself. I've never had like a whole lot of friends. Like I've always just chilled with myself, and I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I could do more community stuff, but it's not like anything personal against people. Like I try to check in with the Discord from time to time, but like a lot of times when this is like another thing that I try to really engage with too is like when I'm offline, I'm off. Like when I'm not working, I try to be offline for the most part, because for a long time, especially when I was on TikTok, it was nothing but my phone all the time, always on my phone, always trying to do this, always trying to do that, and it gets like very stressful. So I'm trying to turn off and just like hang out with my wife, or do chores around the house, or do shit that I have to get done, or like exercise, or like prepare food for myself because I'm trying to lose weight so that we can have kids, and like stuff like that. So it's like nothing personal, and I'm also really consistent with games.
You better not leave when you have a kid, dude.
No, I won't. I can't leave. This is my job now. I make it's my money maker.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the time I have a kid, I'll make more money. So
when I heard that, like I was excited because you're like, I'm trying. So I was like, it seems like they're struggling a little bit. And me and my girlfriend were talking about it. It was like, that's good. And I was like, no, it's not, because he's gonna be gone. He ain't gonna come back. He's gonna have that kid. He's gonna be like. I mean, this is my career. So I'm very fortunate because I'll be able to take care of the kid and stuff when I could stay home and take care of the kid and shit like that. So I'm gonna be able to do stuff like that. Here is my last thing that I remember very well, because somebody was trolling me, which also, by the way, Soup Broke said Papa needs a mukbang channel. I don't know if that's him calling you fat.
No, I can't do that. It's too unhealthy for me. Like I would, I literally could not do. I guess I could with my wife. My wife and I should probably make content. My wife and I thought about doing content, but she really just
dude, you should.
It would do really
funny.
well. She is, but she doesn't really like the consistently doing stuff because she doesn't really like people on YouTube. Like not like you.
That's understandable too.
But the general community of people can be very obnoxious and toxic. It's just like it's not even worth dealing with.
It is because for no reason, like people were attacking her that one time. And it just didn't make any fucking sense. And that's what was horrible because that's why I worry about my girlfriend. She's talking about this stuff. Like, she wants to get into, like, talking about serious stuff. I'm like, you know, her main thing is being a teacher.
Women get shit on.
She wants to be a
more
teacher,
than
so that's
else.
what I was telling her.
No, women get shit on more
like,
than anything else for, like, everything. Honestly, worse than
Yeah.
guys. I don't know what it is on the internet. Like, women get the... I forgot what we... one take we had a long time ago was about Trisha Paytas, and we both said, Trisha's not really that fat. She's just a shitty person. And so, of course, people are in the comments talking about how, like, fat and disgusting my wife was. And it's like, what the fuck are you, like, going crazy? And it's like, Jesus Christ, like, you people are fucking animals. Like, what? She's not that fat. She's just a bad person. Like, I don't like her. That's all it is.
No, yeah.
But people are very toxic. So it's like, is this really worth it? We've thought about those. She wants to do stuff a little bit here and there, but
I just feel bad because she's actually like good for content. But I have one more thing, and I'll let you get going.
All right, one more.
So there is one thing that I guess I got actually butthurt over, but now there's a friend that you have, that the Pudge podcast, all right?
Oh, the podcast.
This is I'm gonna put a very good line on this. Pud, I'm sorry to say this, man, but you deserve all the shit you get.
No,
you deserve all of the fucking. He's scared of a Dracula mask. I mean, come on.
It's fine. He's a good guy. You can't.
He is a good guy. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm saying like all the shit you guys give him, it's warranted. But I was a guy who was the butt of the joke. But it wasn't like I'm running around scared of a literal Dracula mask. Like that, I understand. Like that's just, dude. He can't be freaking out. Like that's, dude, you gotta get that. You know what I mean? Like,
people always tormented him and shit. Like they've done really fucked up shit. Like one time they convinced him.
That was me.
Yeah, they fucked with him pretty hard. So
so I wanted to talk about that a little bit because some things like I do agree. Like dude, if you're okay, so like you know him better than me. So you said they tormented him, which is why I'm not gonna get in that because I don't know him. But when I saw the video, I was like, bro, if it's just stuff like that, I get it. But if it's like more what you said, I also like am not against it, but you also like have apologized or whatever. But I just wanted to say like most people who are like the butt of jokes, I don't know if they can even ever get out of it.
Well, yeah, his confidence is a little broken down. Like the people have fucked with him. Like I haven't, but there are people who like fucked with him really bad before. It's like to the point where it like really frustrates him. So I can understand why he gets upset sometimes.
That's what I was wondering. I wanted to ask you because in that video, I don't remember what one it was, but you brought him up as an example. Like a lot of people are butts of jokes and they lose their confidence, you know, and they don't get that. Well, but what made me upset was I was like, it seems like you know how to solve that. Like you're like, oh, you just got to do, you know, get some confidence. I'm like, well, could you give maybe, you know, for me, example, I actually had to cut off a friend recently because I was talking to him about something serious and he's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You're an idiot, you know? And I'm like, I'm trying to be for real with you and you're out here memeing, you know? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so I had to cut him off and it was a good friend of mine, you know? I hated it, but I couldn't talk seriously to him. So I was wondering, like, if you could give some advice to us losers out here who,
what people that are fucking with you too much? You just kind of have to cut off the people who are very toxic. And if you try to set a boundary and if they don't respect it, you just don't interact with them anymore. Try not to get too upset by what they say, like outwardly.
That's the hard part.
But
that's why I think me and Pud struggle.
Said like a reasonable boundary. If they don't adhere to it, just don't be their friend anymore. And it's easier said than done. But that's pretty much how you have to interact.
Yeah, that's why I was struggling with because when I watched that video, I was hoping you'd be like, not in like a bad way, but just like give advice to be like, just, you know, not just straight up be a man, leave him, but like, you know, yeah, you can do that, like you just said right there. Give him a warning. Like, how do you not look like a bitch? And you're like, just give him a warning.
Well, that's why you gotta, you know, they gotta set the boundary. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it right here.
Yeah, you're good, bro. All I wanted to say though was thank you for being a father figure to us. That's all I wanted to say. Problem. Like you go for that, and that's what you do. You do a good job at it.
Next time you want to chat, if you have something like you want to talk about and like contest me on or whatever, just make sure that you record it for your content as well. Like honestly,
okay, I did this for this too.
Yeah, biggest advice. Did you record this?
Yes, I did. When you said record, I was like, opening OBS.
You should, because like one thing you have to learn is like it doesn't matter if you're a smaller content creator. If you're going to talk to somebody, you're putting in some level of work and you're entitled to that conversation as much as I am. So have the recording for yourself, post it yourself. I'm probably going to post it too, but post it for yourself. I'll put your shit in the description. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
And then like, but make sure you do that. Like, don't, unless there's a specific agreement beforehand of like, this is my content only. Like, you should be doing it. Like, you move with a purpose. So
yeah, I'll say, I'm sorry. One last thing.
All right, one more.
Darky, it's not a topic. I just wanted to say like I met an artist called Little Darky, and he's obviously, we're not gonna get into that, but he told me, he was like, call your grandpa because I can't anymore, and tell him I love you to your grandpa. And then right after that, he was like, what are you trying to do with yourself? I said, YouTube. And I said, I'm trying and he goes, shut the fuck up, just do it. And I called my grandpa, and he said the same thing, just do it. And that's what you're telling me right now. So I just want to say to everybody, if you're scared, just fucking do it. I know it sounds really scary, but even Papa told the man right here, just do it.
Yeah,
just go out there.
Do what you gotta do, brother.
Try your best. But I'll head out of here, Brody. Thanks for everything.
No problem.
If I actually had a better point, some good arguments, I'll bring it back to you. But thanks for everything.
Don't worry about it, man. Take care. Have a good one.
Good stream.
Thank you. Big sound.
I want Papa God to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.